We begin with the latest on the Evergreen High School shooting. Tonight, we are learning more about one of the victims. We are hearing from one of his close friends. I'm glad you're with us as we wrap up this difficult week. I'm Shannon Ogden. And we're also learning about new details about the shooter's alarming online activity in the weeks before the shooting. Denver 7's Ryan Fish joins us live in the studio. Ryan, let's start with some encouraging news tonight. We could use that. The conditions of both these victims have improved.
That's right, Shannon. According to St. Anthony Hospital in Lakewood, one student remains in critical condition but is now considered stable. And we're told the other student at Children's Hospital has improved from critical to serious condition. And this is 18-year-old Matthew Silverstone, one of the teens who was shot this week. The other has not been identified. We've not been able to confirm who is at which hospital, and Matthew's family understandably has said they want privacy as he recovers. Tonight I was able to talk with Matthew's friend Mason, who is now at Colorado Mountain College's Spring Valley campus in Glenwood Springs. Mason calls Matthew understanding, always willing to crack a joke, and always himself, no matter what. He says it's been tough watching this happen from afar, but that he, his friends, and the whole community are rallying behind Matthew and his family right now.
Matthew's parents, they weren't ready for this. Matthew has a single mother, and to deal with this and having two other kids alongside Matthew, that's got to be absolutely horrible for her.
Now, the Jeffco sheriff tonight is asking all students and staff who left personal belongings at the school to come collect them on Sunday between 11 and 5. And Jeffco Public Schools tells me Evergreen High School will remain closed on Monday. And the district says they are, quote, working on a plan for the rest of the week.
Gosh, what a tough thing. So many questions about motive. Jeffco Sheriff's Office said only that the shooter had been radicalized. Didn't give a lot of detail. Now, you talked to the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, who got a hold of what appears to be some of his social media accounts.
And that report sheds a little more light, Shannon. It says the shooter, who we are choosing not to name, had a fascination with other mass shootings. Specifically, he was active in an online forum where two other school shooters had been active before their attacks within the last year. The report describes the shooter collecting tactical gear in piecemeal fashion and drawing inspiration from former shooters. It says his TikTok accounts, quote, were filled with white supremacist symbolism. The report says young people can readily access extremist and graphically violent content online, and concludes that ups the risk of ideologically motivated violence. Shannon.
All right, Ryan Fish, thanks for your work tonight and throughout the week. Worked very hard on this. And Denver 7, as Ryan said, there is limiting our use of the suspect's name and photo. We're choosing instead to focus on the victims here and the heroes. And we got a very thoughtful email from a viewer asking us to do exactly this. Jordan is his name. Asked Denver 7 not to give attention to these people who they so often seek. He said, don't encourage the next shooter by making the last one infamous. And thank you, Jordan, and we are on the same page here. And I also want to point out the No Notoriety campaign created by the families of Aurora theater shooting victims. It urges media and law enforcement not to give notoriety to people who commit mass violence, depriving them of that celebrity they often crave. Now, we obviously have a job as journalists to report on the vital information, and our plan is to use this shooter's name and photo only for 24 hours. And going forward, we will limit the use of his name only to the times when it is necessary.